And now you really got smoke.
Fire, 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 fire.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we took the JK wheeling out at Green Acres Off-Road Park. Had a blast out there wheeling with Paul, Keri from Discover4x4 Adventures. Cassie tagged along, and unfortunately we had some bad weather, but this go around looks like it's gonna be a lot better. So we got the hub fixed on the JK, and we are taking it down to Crossbar Offroad Park to once again go have a fun day of wheeling. So we're gonna load the JK up and see you guys on the trail.
Big fire!
Fire in the front! In the front! Get out!
Big.
Get out! Big fire! Big fire!
Where?
Babe, hustle! Hustle!
Open it, don't open it.
But how did it set on fire?
There's a liquid that dripped out onto the exhaust. It's very hot. And the exhaust is very hot. It'll like make blisters on your fingers instantly. So it's super hot.
And the liquid that hit the hot stuff is flammable, which means it can start a fire. It can go boop.
Well, we had a nice little trail fire just happen. What looks like is overflowed out of our power steering reservoir directly onto the exhaust manifold. So once we extinguished it, noticed that the cap was loose. So we got up on the angle, fluid must have pushed out over the cap directly onto the exhaust manifold. So one of the reasons you definitely want to have a fire extinguisher that you can have access to very fast, because that could have been bad. Now, letting the exhaust cool off before we fire it back up and back it down off here. And luckily, I don't think it got anything in the engine bay. Took a little bit of this AC guard chafing line, and it did sound like my air compressor line definitely got fried somewhere, but that's why we keep an extra loop or two in there. That way we can cut the section and plug it back in and still have our front locker. So that was definitely fairly scary. Man, gotta be careful.
You'd almost have to be.
Up he goes.
day on the trail, I was using one of Onyx Off-Road's very useful features, which is the track recorder. It monitors our progress and shows us where we went throughout the park throughout our day. That way we can go back, view it later, plan trips accordingly, and also share it with other people. So if you're interested on seeing where we went throughout the park and maybe you want to hit those trails, in the video description I will include a link to our track that we made in this video. And as always, if you are interested in signing up for Onyx, you can use the code JKGG to save a little bit of money on your annual subscription. Onyx has a ton of useful tools, whether you're new to an area, exploring a new park, or you just want to get out and go adventure. Onyx has a lot of really neat things to plan your trip and make the experience so much better.
Second one will come up. You're on it. Now, come on up. And once you plateau, momentum. Go, 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 go. Good job.
The JK catching on fire was definitely a pretty big hurdle to the first day of wheeling out there at Crossbar. So there's a few things we're gonna have to change up before we take this back out wheeling again, because the last thing I wanna happen is this thing just burn to the ground. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I've never had this problem before. It could have just been that the cap worked itself loose and let fluid come out, but I think it was just a mixture of the steep incline, high RPMs, exercising the steering, and it just overflowing. It was just, hey, worst case scenario. But we are gonna have to change up this pump. So when I did the Hemi swap, I kept the power steering pump and the reservoir from the Hemi, and this is actually like one unit. So the reservoir is molded into the power steering pump, and what we need to do is run an external reservoir similar to a PSC system or what we're running on the race Jeep, and I'll show you. So we actually have our external radial dynamics reservoir up here, and the overflow vent goes over to a one-way check valve, and what you can do is route that away from anything hot. So if it does overflow, it's not going on the exhaust manifolds, it could go on the ground, or if you're racing, like in our case, we actually have to have it to a catch vent, so it goes up here. So there's no possible way that the power steering fluid would overflow and land on your exhaust manifold. Now the downside to the Hemi swap is that the pump selection with a reservoir like that is pretty slim. We're either gonna have to move over to a full PSC pump and reservoir system, or swap over to a JK power steering pump and then once again still run an external reservoir. But that is something that needs to get fixed before we hit the trails again. And then I also noticed that we bent our ram pretty good. Hopefully the GoPro's not distorting it, but there is a nice bend in the ram. It is concaved in pretty good. I don't know if that happened to Green Acres or out at Crossbar, but then I was wondering maybe that could be a contributing factor. Having the bend in the ram, maybe when I was turning, it didn't want to, so it overpressurized the system, shot out of the reservoir, who knows? But we brought the JK back and we took Cassies LJ down for the next day of wheeling. And her LJ just got a bunch of new upgrades. New stall converter, bead locks, new nittos, bunch of new goodies. So we took her Jeep out so we could continue wheeling over the next few days.
my Jeep down one of the first obstacles of the day, which is Riley's Ridge. It's got a tight fit for a 4-door Jeep, but if you're a 2-door like mine, easy peasy.
Yeah, your brakes suck.
Yeah. Need to upgrade them.
Yeah, I'm like
Or the brake booster.
right now, and I'm not much better in a He might want to. Are you gonna hop in with him? Yeah, I'm just gonna hop on the back. You're good. All right. Hopping in the back of an LJ. One benefit of the LJ is you can ride in the back. How's it going up there?
feeling pretty good. There's a nice breeze today. No AC, no problem.
There you go. So close, catch.
You're not losing smack.
No. They'll get your gate latched up again. Yeah. Was that his bumper just hitting?
I don't know. Sounds good. Are you on your brakes backing up?
Well, small little incident here at screen door. Took out the stub shaft on the front passenger. As you can see, U-joint and axle spin. When I spin it, outside doesn't spin, but this side does. So that means the stub shaft, which is where the U-joint, where the yoke on the shaft goes out there, it's broke somewhere inside of the spindle. So we are on the hunt to see if we can find one of these, and unfortunately doesn't look like there's a parts store replacement. Like it's not off a common application. It's more of a like Dana Spicer Ultimate Dana 60 full replacement because it's a 35 spline, non-unit bearing like the Super Duties. It's your traditional spindle style stub shaft setup. So hopefully we'll find one so we can continue on.
There is still quite a bit of footage of our adventures out at Crossbar, a whole nother day of wheeling in Cassies LJ, but I'm gonna save some of that footage for her channel. So that is it for this video, guys. Like always, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if there's anything you've taken away from this video, make sure you have a fire extinguisher in your rig. Now, if you are curious about some good setups, I will put some links in the video description so you can go check that out. There's a lot of different ways to mount it. Roll bar mounts, actual like Jeep specific mounts with nicer fire extinguishers. For example, I mean on the race Jeep we're running the H3R Performance fire extinguishers. These are very, very good. Quick detach mount. There's a lot of different fire extinguisher mounts, but it really just depends on what's going to work in your rig and your scenario. So I will see you guys soon, and make sure to head over to Cassie's channel, Jeep Gear and Gadgets, to check out the rest of the wheeling footage. See you guys later.